A single wrong number changed her life forever, thrusting her into the dangerous world of Salvatore Costello, ruthless Mafia don and now her husband. As she discovers the dark truth behind their chance meeting and the valuable secret she never knew she possessed, she must decide. Will she escape the golden cage he's built, or surrender to the dangerous desires growing between them? I rule my city with an iron fist. From my big house on the hill, I watch over everything that belongs to me. My name is Salvatore, and I am not a man to be crossed. For weeks now, I've been watching her. She works at the little coffee shop downtown, always smiling, always kind to everyone. She has no idea who I am. She has no idea that she holds something I need. Today, I fix my tie and check my watch. It's time. My black car pulls up to the coffee shop right as she starts her shift. I tell my driver to wait and step out into the cool morning air. The bell on the door rings as I walk in. She looks up from behind the counter and our eyes meet. Her smile is real. Mine is not. "What can I get for you today?" she asks. "Just a black coffee," I say. I make sure our hands touch when she gives me my change. "I haven't seen you here before," she says. I smile. "I'm new to this part of town." "My name is Salvatore." "Nice to meet you, Salvatore. I'm Emma." Emma. I already knew her name, of course. I knew everything about her, but she didn't need to know that. I come back the next day and the next. Soon, we're talking more. I learn about her dreams, her fears. I tell her just enough about me to seem real, but not enough to scare her away. One day, I bring her flowers. Red roses, a whole bunch of them. Her eyes get big, and her cheeks turn pink. "These are for me?" she asks. "Who else would they be for?" I say with a smile that has won over many before her. I start taking her to nice places. A fancy dinner where the staff knows to give us the best table. A boat ride where I just happen to know the captain. I make sure to be at the coffee shop right when she gets off work, as if by chance. I shower her with gifts. A gold necklace that catches the light just right. A red dress that makes her look like she belongs on my arm. I can see her falling for me, just as I planned. She thinks it's all by chance. She has no idea I'm moving her around like a piece on a chessboard. Then comes the night of my big move. I invite her to my home for dinner. I have my cook make her favorite meal. The wine I pour her has something extra in it. When she wakes up the next morning, she's in my bed. Her head hurts. She looks scared. "What happened?" she asks, her voice shaking. I show her the papers. Marriage papers with her name signed at the bottom. Pictures of us from last night that tell a story that never happened. "You're mine now," I tell her. Her eyes fill with tears as she starts to understand. "And you can never leave." She doesn't know it yet, but I didn't take her for love. I took her because of who she really is, and what that means for my enemies. The trap has been set, and she walked right in. Morning light spills through tall windows as Emma opens her eyes. This is her first full day in my home that will now be her prison, though I call it her new palace. I stand at the foot of the bed, watching her. "Time to meet the family," I say. Her face goes white when my brother Marco walks in. His scars tell stories of the fights he's won. My sister Lucia looks Emma up and down like she's sizing up a new doll. They know who Emma really is. They know why she matters. "Welcome to the family," Lucia says with a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. I take Emma on a tour. The big rooms, the fancy art. The locked doors she must never open. 2 men with guns follow us everywhere we go. I don't call them guards, I call them friends. But Emma knows. She sees. "Why am I here?" she asks when we're alone. "You're my wife now," I say. "This is where you belong." That night, I have a man brought to me. He stole from me. No one steals from me. I make Emma watch as I teach him this lesson. I use my fists. I use words that cut like knives. When I'm done, the man can't stand up by himself. Emma tries to run the next day. She makes it to the gate before my men bring her back. I don't yell. I don't hit. I just look at her until she starts to cry. Never do that again, I say. Days pass. Emma meets my cousin Tony. He seems kind. He brings her books. He tells her jokes. He says he feels bad for her. If you ever need help, he tells her when he thinks I can't hear, you can trust me. But Emma shouldn't trust Tony. Tony wants what I have. Tony wants to be me. Then comes the night of the big party. All the important men in the city come to my house. They bring their wives, their guards, their fake smiles. Emma stands by my side in a dress I picked for her. She looks like she belongs with me, even if she doesn't feel it yet. My enemy is here too. Vito. He runs the other half of the city, the half I want. He smiles at Emma from across the room. Your new wife is very pretty, Vito tells me later. If you ever get tired of her, I'd be happy to take her off your hands. His words are friendly. His eyes are not. When everyone is watching, I pull Emma close. I kiss her hard on the mouth. My hand on the back of her neck. My other hand on her waist. I'm showing everyone she's mine. She pulls away, eyes full of hate. But I see something else there too. Something she doesn't want me to see. Later, when she tries to tell me she'll never love me, I whisper in her ear. I tell her what I know about her real family, about the blood that runs in her veins, about why Vito looked at her that way. Her face changes as she learns the first piece of the truth. Now she knows she can't run, not just because of me, but because of who she really is. The men came in the night. I wasn't there when they took Emma. My guards found me at 3 a.m, faces white with fear. Boss, she's gone. Vito's men took her. Something cold and hard formed in my chest. No one takes what's mine. No one. I called my men. All of them. We loaded guns, put on black clothes, and got in our cars. The city lights blurred as we raced through empty streets. I knew where Vito would take her. The old warehouse by the river. His hiding place. We didn't try to be quiet. We kicked down doors. We shot the men who stood in our way. I walked through blood to find her. Room after empty room until I heard her scream. I kicked open the last door. There she was, tied to a chair. Her lip was split. Her eye was turning purple. Vito stood behind her with a knife. You shouldn't have come, Vito said. I didn't answer with words. I answered with my gun. The shot was loud in the small room. Vito fell. Emma screamed again. I cut her free, picked her up, and carried her out past all the men who couldn't stop me from taking back what was mine. At home, I cleaned her cuts myself. My hands, usually so steady when holding a gun, shook a little as I wiped blood from her face. Why did he take me? She asked. Because of your grandfather, I said. I told her part of the truth. How her mother's father was once like me, a man who ruled part of the city. How Vito killed him. How her mother ran away and hid. How finding Emma was like finding a key to the past. So, I'm just a thing to you. A way to get power, she said. I didn't answer right away. The truth was getting messy. You were, I finally said. At first. That night, Emma had bad dreams. She cried out in her sleep. I sat next to her bed and held her hand until she was quiet again. I thought about my own bad dreams, the ones about my father's fists, about hiding in closets, about learning to be hard so no one could hurt me again. The next morning, I found Emma in my office. She was looking at a picture of my family from when I was small. You never smile in pictures, she said. I didn't have much to smile about. We talked. Really talked. I told her things I never told anyone, about being afraid as a child, about learning to hurt others so they couldn't hurt me first. She listened. Then she surprised me. "Show me how this works," she said, pointing to my books where I keep track of my business. Days went by. Emma stopped trying to run. She started asking questions. Good questions. Smart questions. She sat with me when men came to talk business. She watched. She learned. One day, one of my men was rude to her. Before I could say anything, Emma looked him in the eye and said, "You don't talk to me that way in this house." The man looked at me, then back at her. He said sorry. He was afraid. Not just of me now, but of her too. Later, I caught her looking at me across the dinner table. There was still anger in her eyes, but something else too. Something that made my heart beat faster, something that felt like a beginning. It was a quiet Sunday when the war started. Emma and I were having coffee on the balcony. Then my phone rang. Vito wasn't dead. He had just been waiting, getting stronger. Now his men were coming for us. All of them. I called my guards. I got my guns. I told Emma to hide in the safe room deep in the house. "I won't hide," she said. Her eyes were hard like mine now. "This is my home too." I didn't have time to argue. Cars were pulling up outside. Men with guns were climbing over my walls. The sound of shots filled the air. My men fought hard. But Vito had brought more. They pushed us back room by room. Soon we were trapped in my office. Me, Emma, and 3 of my most loyal men. "We have to get out," one of my men said. "There's the tunnel. We can get away." Emma looked at the bookshelf that hid the secret way out. Then she looked at me. She picked up a gun from a fallen guard. "You go," she said to my men. "I'm staying with my husband." My men left. Now it was just us. We stood side by side as Vito's men tried to break down the door. "You don't have to do this," I told her. "You can still run." "I'm not running anymore," she said. And she kissed me. Not like at the party. Not for show. For real. The door crashed open. Vito stood there with his men. "Time to end this, Salvatore," he said. What happened next was fast and red and loud. Emma fired first. She hit one of Vito's men. I shot 2. More men fell. Vito shot back. The bullet hit me in the side. I fell. Emma screamed, not in fear, in anger. She stood over me. She kept shooting until Vito had to run. His men carried him away. The house was quiet again. Emma helped me up. Her hands were steady as she stopped the bleeding. "Why did you stay?" I asked her. "You could have gone." "Because I choose this," she said. "I choose you." That night, when the doctor had fixed me and the house was safe again, I told Emma everything. The whole truth. How her grandfather had built half this city. How it should have gone to her mother and then to her. How I had planned to use her to take Vito's power, which had once been her family's power. "So the city is really mine?" she asked. "Half of it," I said. "The half Vito still holds." "Not for long," she said, and I saw a fire in her eyes that matched my own. The next morning, Emma was sick. Not from the fighting. From something growing inside her. A baby. Our baby. A new life made from all our broken pieces. Emma put her hand on her belly, then reached for my hand and placed it there too. "This changes everything," she said. Everything was already changing, I told her. That night, I held her close and whispered the only true promise I'd ever made. "No one will ever hurt you or our child. I will burn this whole city down first." Emma smiled. Not a soft smile. A smile like mine. "We will burn it down together," she said, "and build it back the way it should be. Ours." And for the first time, I felt afraid. Not of my enemies. Not of losing power, but of how much I loved her. the woman who was supposed to be just a pawn in my game, the woman who now held my heart in her hands. The only person who had ever seen me weak and hadn't used it against me.